This recipe we started with mixing 10 egg yolks and 2 ounces of white wine, which helps dilute the egg yolk so it does not cook too fast, and then added a pinch of salt. You may want to use a double boiler for your first time trying this recipe.
So we're going to cook this, turn and quarter turn, back and forth, covering the whole bottom of the bowl. If it starts getting too fast for you, you can always just take it off a little bit and catch up, but we don't want chunks. Come back on the fire. You also need to make sure that you cook the eggs all the way, or your hollandaise will surely break and taste like raw egg yolks. And we can see some steam coming off the edges here. I'm going to come around, get these little egg yolks off the side, keep it moving. Now this is getting close, but it's not quite there. We want it to see the bottom of the bowl on a full pass back and forth. You take it off, get a little. You can also do this over steaming water. It's a little bit slower, but a little bit safer for your first time doing it. I like to do it over flame because I don't want to break my arm. Okay, now notice we have the bottom of the bowl. You can see it on the full pass. That means we're ready. We're going to move it back over here. Keep it moving a little bit because the bowl is still hot. I don't want the eggs to cook on the bottom. Once we got it cooled down just a touch, we're going to bring over our clarified butter. What that is our butter that's been melted, and we're going to just use the fat from the butter. We're just going to use the fat from the butter and not the water. The solids are okay. We don't want to waste that. Butter's expensive. So what we're going to do here first is we're going to go ahead and just drizzle a little bit of the clarified butter into the eggs, and we want to make sure that it gets incorporated into there and what we call emulsifies. We don't want it to be too fast because then the eggs will be overwhelmed by the butter and it will break. You'll see it's getting nice and shiny and a little bit thick. Once we start with that butter, we're going to add just a little bit of warm water to dilute it so that it doesn't, again, become overwhelmed. And make sure you use warm or hot water because we really don't want to cool down the hollandaise. It's very difficult to get it hot once it gets cold. So your butter needs to be hot, your eggs need to be hot, and anything you add should be warm. You can see we're adding the butter. So we can go a little bit faster now since we started the emulsion. And at the bottom of this is the butter, the water from the butter. We can use that to dilute it also since we did pay $2 a pound for it. No reason to waste it. Okay. The amount of butter that hollandaise will accept, or these egg yolks accept, is 3 to 1. So each egg yolk is about an ounce. So I can put 3 ounces of butter to each ounce of egg yolk. We started with 10. So I'm going to go a little lighter than the total 30 ounces that we could put in there. You can see it's getting a little shiny, a little thick. We're going to add some warm water.
So would that make it healthy hollandaise?
Not really. So now you see the water diluted a little bit. We're going to go ahead and continue adding the butter.
Wow.
Nice and slow, making sure that it emulsifies. Now, the last addition of liquid is not going to be water, but it's going to be lemon juice. And if I added water last to get it to the right consistency and then had to add lemon juice on top of it, it may get too thin. So we want to use that last addition of liquid to be lemon juice. Now, in the culinary world, what we do when we have something that has this much fat in it, we camouflage it by putting either acid or some kind of a spice, Tabasco or cayenne pepper or whichever, and we're going to use both because this is a lot of fat. So we're going to take lemon juice, which is going to make it seem cleaner on the palate, and then we're also going to put a little Tabasco in there because it adds nice flavor. A little bit more water. Okay, we're getting to a nice consistency. That's about as much hollandaise as I want for today. One more butter. Get all the stuff off the edges. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add our lemon juice. That should be about a couple tablespoons for this amount. And we're going to add salt again. We added just a little bit in the beginning, but we're going to finish it up now. And then we're going to add Tabasco. Not a ton, just enough to give it a little bit of spice to it. I like Tabasco better than cayenne because it has a little vinegary taste to it and adds a little to the complexion. Okay, so let's go ahead and taste it, see what we got. Heart attack in a bowl. And that's it. Sauce hollandaise at Foster's. Come see us for brunch. We're going to be making spicy Eggs Benedict, regular Eggs Benedict, and a whole slew of other fine, tasty items.
Or guess what? You can just order a side of Hollandaise on the side.
right.
It's really good. So come join Chef Vincent Paul Alexander, who has redone this menu completely. Fantastic food at Foster's in Rocklin every day of the week, and an incredible Sunday brunch for bloody Sunday NFL football. Talk to you guys later. Say bye, Chef.
See you later.